good morning, everybody, from Silver Sea Studios here in Houston. This is John and Bogdan with our chat. John, you want to do some housekeeping before we starting?
You bet. Just wanted to start off by saying welcome to everybody. If you are joining us, you're probably here on Facebook Live. Welcome. We are broadcasting on Zoom, which means there's a bit of a delay between what we say and what we see. So if we're not responding to you, please don't be discouraged. It's just either a delay, we'll get to you as soon as we can. We've got our phones here trying to follow along. And secondly, everything that we do here on Art Chat is for sale. One of the reasons we do this is to actually promote our work that is available. So everything is for sale. If you'd like to, if you fall in love with a piece, let us know and we can get it to you wherever you are in the world. The time to buy a piece of art is when you fall in love with it. And if not, then just enjoy the chat. We'd love to hear from you online. So drop us a note. If you're in the waiting room, if you're lurking, if you make a comment, then we can see who you are. Otherwise, we don't know. But you're welcome to remain anonymous if you choose. So welcome.
Thank you, John. So let me switch back to the presentation and introduce our first works today. Unlike other times, I chose today two pieces that it's, about Texas and the countryside and little towns. So this one here is called Barber, and it's from Huntsville, basically. I took these photographs some time ago. And your is La Playa.
This is La Playa. Mm-hmm.
Now,
it's
mine is it's a small photograph. Actually, it's about 10 by 10, but it's very neatly framed in a 20 by 16 mat, and it just did the frame. Look at this. Isn't that elegant? And it's, I always am fascinated, and I like landscapes, and I like little towns, and I like to sometimes to go in weekends and photograph things that are interesting to me. So I have a large collection of corners of little towns in Texas. Let me get back to the presentation. And we don't have this sign. I didn't grow up with this sign back in Romania that would define a barber shop. And I always find this classic marketing ways very fascinating to me. That's why I wanted to capture this signage.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Americana. There's some Texana because, as you mentioned, it's you're taking these lovely shots of Texas. But I really love a photograph that shows a detail. It's like obviously there are panoramic views and things like this, but when you take and zero in on just one element in a view, to me it makes it so much more personal and relatable that this now becomes the corner barber shop, and it's beaten up. I don't know quite why it's beaten up, but it may have a history of its own.
And I don't do that much black and white with just highlighting an object in color, but I think it makes sense in these particular ones, and because I didn't want to focus on anything else but this, tells a story, tells the how many men went in that barber shop over this time. You know what I mean? It has an age to it.
It
and
does.
And also in a small town, a barber shop, it's a social place,
Absolutely, it's a center. Oh yeah. No, I think it's a lovely photo, and I've always enjoyed it. Mine is La Playa. I did this actually as part of the Inktober a couple of years ago, the challenge where you do an ink drawing every day for a month. And I never have made it through the whole month, but I enjoy trying. So this is all pen and ink. It is on paper. It is 9 by 12 inch paper. And it was started as kind of a doodle with the black ink. And then I just started to get creative and with colored inks. I have it here.
Man, but the level of details.
Really well. I don't think the frame really does a lot for it, but it protects.
Yeah.
And so you can see the size of it. I love the color. There's an absolute party going on there. It struck me when I do these abstracts, they don't have any intention when I do them. Mm-hmm. But then I thought it kind of looks like a beach with umbrellas and stands and maybe beach balls.
No, they're great. And the level of details, I mean, on screen here, they look huge. But when you think about it, how the actual size is and how much details goes on there on the bottom is insane.
And the beauty of abstraction is you can do this. And it's another picture altogether.
Oh, yeah, it could be, any position,
any way you want it. That's why I don't usually sign the fronts of them. I sign them on the back. But I really find it interesting to work with ink. I love working with ink, particularly in the way that the paper reacts and soaks up, and you're able to get some really stark separation of colors.
It's funny that you say that, because yesterday I played with a little ink, trying new things, and I'll share with everybody later on my experiment.
Oh yeah, well, it's fun. I mean, I love the paint, but paint doesn't do what the ink does. And I've actually tried to dilute the paint to get it to function more like ink.
I think it's very happy, and it's very, vibrant.
And as the weather's changing, we're all getting ready to go back to the beach.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the one I wanted to share first.
Fabulous. Now, guys, we are still in several shows around. One of them is here in Spring Sea Studios in Houston, and that is the Art Celebrates the Story. And if you haven't made it yet, you should go and see the show. There are a lot of the majority of the artists featured in this show are from soya yards, right?
All of them, yeah.
All of them. And the show will end on May 14th. You still have several days to make it, and I think it's really, really beautiful, and a lot of variety and a lot of works featuring these artists.
And there's a lot of artists. I think there's about 54 artists. And one of the things that I don't know that everybody realizes is Sawyer Yards is a compound of 6 different buildings. And there's about 400 artists throughout all 6 of the buildings. So Spring Street has done an exhibition inviting, as Bogdan mentioned, just artists from those different buildings. Mm-hmm. So it's a very long show. It's a beautiful building. If you haven't been over to Spring Street Studios, you should give that a try. It's a good show. I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Then in Silver Sea Studios, we have Salon d'Art that it's on all the way to May 11th. There's, I think it's a beautiful show. This featured only Silver Sea's artists. And what else do we have? I haven't mentioned here, but in the same time with Salon d'Art, Alessandra Albin has a show called what? Characters, that it's really featuring her sculptural work.
Yeah, each of us have an opportunity every month. They choose an artist to feature in that specific space. So that's going on. We've got the big salon style show, and the salon means kind of like you see behind me, that you're arranging pictures and photos any way you like, just up and down. It doesn't follow a typical kind of museum format. Going on, as well as PhotoFest has a video kind of in exhibit going on. So they're running a video series in one of the open studios. So there's a lot going on here. When you come, if you're wandering through the hallways of Silver Street, know that the art you see here are all representative of the tenants in this building. So if you see something you like, there's a sticker by each one, so you can find out just where to go to find out more about the artist and see much more of their work. And
if those two exhibitions are not enough for you, then you can cross the street. You can cross the street from Spring Street Studios into Sabine Street Studios and get a glimpse of the VAA show, the 38th member show, where how many artists were selected? About 60?
You know, I got confused. I think they said around 70 artists out of about 400 entries.
Anyway, it's a large show going on, a show organized by the Visual Arts Alliance in Sabine Street Studios, and where both John and I have two pieces in this show. And
we were lucky to get in. It's quite an honor to be included.
Last week has been the open reception, and I snapped some pictures to share with everybody today. I think it's a beautiful show altogether.
Very nice show. They do such a good job, and they bring in these curators. Here we have Lester Marks, who's kind of the ambassador for art for the mayor of Houston. So he's very, very kind of big name in art in the Houston area. And they bring in all kinds of interesting jurors, and then you have to be selected to be shown, and then of course they gave awards as well. So it was a great show, and I really appreciate all of the volunteer work that people do for the Visual Arts Alliance. They're a big part of the art community here.
Another exciting thing, guys, you have to put in your agenda is the Spring Showcase, which used to be the Spring Biannual. The name has changed. I don't know the reason behind it, but you guys need to note April 30th afternoon, 2 to 7 p.m. We are in Silver Street Studios, as you probably know by now, and Suite 108 and 111. So we'll be open and ready to showcase some artwork, right?
Yeah, these are big events. They really pull all the stops. There are food trucks, there's music, there's it's a big deal. And they do this twice a year for us. And we changed this time because it was in the evening, 5 to 9, and we found that a lot of people don't want to be out that late. Particularly downtown area. It's just so we thought we'd move it down and to have it from 2 to 7 instead. So we're hoping that might also mean that we're competing less with the local restaurants and things like that for parking and that. So it's a lovely time. Everybody will be open. So it's a big deal. People will bring out their best, and there's just a lovely afternoon and evening of art that you have to pace yourself. There's just so much to see that you'll burn yourself out. So come on out. It's a lovely evening, good family event, free to attend. But there's also food and things and drink if you need a refreshment.
Fabulous. Guys, a new vlog episode is of our art life will come out tomorrow probably. It's already done. It has to be uploaded. We've been through a lot this week and last week as well. Browsing and searching for real estate, creating art, doing the shows, a lot going on.
A lot going on.
And everything is going to be explained in the vlog in detail. So go ahead and follow us on YouTube. And if you want to search us on Instagram, we are on Instagram as well, and John Bishop Fine Art and Bogdan on Instagram, easy to remember. Now it's that time when we want to thank you for watching us, for collecting us, for supporting us, for being part of our life, really. And before I go any further, I want to thank Susan and Thiem, a couple from Ohio, who the other day stopped by Silver Sea Studios. They're just out of nowhere, and they collected a piece from my Inheritance series, and the piece has been shipped yesterday to Ohio.
What an exciting! They just stopped by, right?
They just stopped by.
That's amazing. And that particular photograph has sold.
I mean, that has sold several times, and then they came inside the studio, and she put her eyes on that arch at first. She looked around, but she knew exactly that that's the piece. It's amazing.
That's amazing. It's a stunning piece. And tell me about how does that work with the numbers? What are the?
This is an edition of 15, and you want to know if I have? It's gonna be so the what makes it collectible. This is the number. I mean,
that's the number.
Once the 15 prints are done, they cannot be reproduced.
So that'll be it. So
that'll be it.
So if you like it, the clock is ticking.
That is the moment when I'm gonna have to invest in a plane ticket and go around the world and find another place to photograph.
Well, I'm all for that.
All right. Now, I told you earlier that what's new what's new with us, and what have we been working on. We are busy, and sometimes I need to decompress, and in order to do that, for me, I need to start something that stimulates my brains. And for that, I wanted to explore some painting with ink. And I've been through Serrano Gallery earlier, and there's an artist there that does ink, and I find it so beautiful. And I said, I think I should try that, just to get the feeling how it is to work with ink. And this is my very first piece. It's very sad, guys. I found it very hard. It is a technique that I don't have, and it looks really sad.
It's all right.
But
You're not done with it, right?
But it was fun. And over these evenings, anytime I would go home, I pick up my iPad and I do some illustration drawings. So I came up with some new works. I have some ideas of how to get this from the electronic version and make a piece of art to it. And I was thinking, maybe I can have the prints mounted on some wooden boards and with some epoxy, and create a kind of glamorous, shiny piece of art, basically.
So these are digitally created?
Those are digitally created, yes.
And so really you could reproduce them the size of a building, right?
Yes, well, not the size of a building, but large.
Mm-hmm. They're lovely. Very clean lines. I love the color.
I know it's not your style, but I really enjoy doing illustrations.
Oh, no, I think they're lovely. Yeah.
You've been busy too, by the way, right?
I have been busy too. I have been doing some studies in reds. I have a lovely couple who are looking for a commission, a very large piece, and they particularly want reds and yellows and oranges. They want the hot colors to kind of complement their room. They're looking for a very large piece as well. So I've been doing some studies. I have them here on paper, because if they're not what they like, or if it doesn't go anywhere, they're still lovely to sell as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I haven't framed them. I haven't even named them yet, but there are these two, and I have some others that I've done as kind of this potential commission.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've been really, really busy. It's amazing how you can find time or when you need to. But it's that part of what we do that recharges me. You know what I mean? So when we get really, really busy, to be able to say, I'm going to carve out time just to paint, really helps feed the soul. It reminds me why I'm doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I worked some illustrations before, some time ago, same tropical themes, and life moves you in different directions, and I kind of left that behind. But yet I was thinking of those all the time, and I said, I have to continue, I have to create more work on that. And now I rediscovered the iPad and the pen. I said, I have to do something as well. Every time I sit and watch a movie, it's like I'm wasting my time. Instead to do something creative, I feel guilty. I was like, oh my God, this is a terrible feeling. You have to break. You have to take a break sometimes,
That's the business owner in you.
Yeah.
I used to know people who were, when I was younger, who would get involved in running their own businesses. And I would say, you know what, they're no fun anymore. All they think about is work. And I thought, God, I understand that completely now.
Yeah.
But at least my work is a little more fun.
I mean, even if I work most Saturdays, and generally Sunday, it's the day when I catch up with home. When I'm home, I am literally catching up with the home, and I feel guilty. I'm saying like, this is a waste of time. I can create something.
Yeah. All this time wasted doing laundry and cleaning the house.
It is what it is. So we are on the second part of the show, guys. And as I said before, the second pictures I want to introduce to you, it's another classic Texas, Café Texan. And yours is a beach towel.
Beach towel.
So again, it's as mine is small, 10 by 10, same style, same matte, 20 by 16. And what I wanted to do is to capture some of these feelings and some of these moods of a little town. And this used to be a classic cafe in Huntsville, Texas, that meanwhile has been closed. But what I've seen recently is that it will be changed in some sort of a museum. I have to catch up with that more. Maybe they're interested in my pictures about Café Texan. But what makes this picture special is I combined some graphics with a photo. This white structure that keeps the umbrella around, that is all made up, and there's a lot of signage on the windows, and I have to block that out because I don't really want to focus on those details. I want to see the logo itself and the mood, that brick structure, and something that tells more about the little town.
And I tell you, that sky is so dramatic.
Yeah.
Putting it in the black and white, it just becomes like a monument. It looks enormous. It looks monumental in its size and appearance. It's just a little corner cafe, but it was an important part of Huntsville, and in a sense that this gives it the import that it needs for people who are local and will have remained generations. I think this place didn't make it after COVID. Isn't that when they closed?
I don't know exactly the reason, but
fairly recently they closed.
I drove by not a long time ago, and it was closed, and it was an advertisement that a museum is going to be the Café Texan Museum or something like that. We're about to find out. Yeah, the signage is up there. Yeah, still.
Yeah. Great photo. Very, very kind of evocative. It's mysterious. It's grandiose.
And again,
down home at the same time.
Did I share this with you? It looks like this. It's
Lovely.
beautiful. It's beautiful paper, beautiful presentation, all ready to go in a 20 by 16 frame.
Very nice.
I think it's your turn to jump from the beach to the towel.
Yeah, because I've got summer on my mind. This is the same size. It's a 9 by 12 sheet of paper. And what I tried to do on this, as I mentioned before, I wanted to try and recreate with acrylic paint what I can do with watercolors and inks to make them more translucent, to make them more, I don't know how to say it, so that they interact more, they blend better. And so this is layer after layer of acrylic paint that has been kind of diluted down to where it's on paper. And I really think it's a very nice effect. I thought the layering went well. It looks like there's translucent layers on top of each other. There's some hidden things below sneaking through. I just find it a very peaceful, very, very pleasing piece. And I really would like to do more of this because I thought it was so successful.
Yeah,
but,
and I like how this the surface it's almost like a real beach where the sand comes on the towel and it's a little texturized.
It's not texturized; it just looks that way. I thought it was a very nice effect, and I was trying to find a name for it. And I was like, whoa, it kind of looks like fabric. It looks soft. It looks like it's, like you say, kind of textured like a terry cloth.
And I like how you pull out the corner of the tile here on the bottom right, like it's like messed up, somebody, step on. It's lovely. And do you have it around?
Very pleased. My Rothko moment.
Do you have it around you?
I don't have it with me right now.
Okay.
But it's a 9 by 12, so it's similar to the other.
But it's beautiful, and just like mine would be great in a larger mat, just to appreciate
or paint it on a larger piece of paper. It is so kind of moody and atmospheric that it might really be better if it were larger.
Well, I think this is what we had for today. Guys, I hope you enjoy the show.
Oh, can I brag about one thing that you did for me?
Yes.
One of the things I'm now branching into for the first time is fine art prints. And Bogdan was getting ready for this show in Dallas. And so I thought I'd take some prints along as well as my originals. And all I've done is the heads. And Bogdan was nice enough to blow them up and to print them up. So these I think they turned out marvelously well.
They are fabulous.
She's actually only about 5 by 7.
Like this.
On an old book page that's in Latin.
Yeah, it's I had to scan.
They look so much bigger
because they were so small. I had to enhance them, to scan them with a high resolution scanner that doesn't blow away the pixels when you print it large. So I have many dots per inch pixels in these Giclée reproductions.
Yeah,
Giclée
really
prints,
well.
they're no reproductions.
Well,
Yeah,
they are reproductions, but they're quality fine art reproductions. And
I'm very pleased. They turn out very well.
Yeah, I was surprised, frankly.
And sometimes you have some are smaller, some are a little larger. They're not all exactly the same. But then when you prepare them, when you print them on a 20 by 16 sheet of paper and they all look the same, it's just fabulous. So it's like to see them all that heads on a grid printed. It's like, oh my God, this is so beautiful.
Yeah, they really thank you for pushing me over that line, because I need to get more into the fine art prints as well.
Yeah.
But that's what we had to share today. Have a wonderful week. Thank you guys for tuning in, and
We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.